Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, or welcome to this video for the first time, my channel. Anyway, first off, look at these cute nails that I just had done. Love it. I don't know, I don't usually get yellow or like anything like really like nude, and I don't usually do designs. I really just like, you know, getting a plain color, maybe getting it in a French, but I wanted to try something new, so I did, and I really like it. Anyway, now I had actually recorded some the other day about some of the new books I got, but I didn't really like the way I did the videos, so I decided I was going to redo it. And since I haven't posted for a while, this video is going to be chocked full of stuff, and I'm going to try and make the video in under an hour, so that means I'm probably not going to spend as much time talking about the books that I got recently, but I'll show them to you, their authors, you know, things like that. But yeah, so in this video we're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff. First off, like I said, all the new books I've recently gotten in the last like 3 weeks. Then we're going to be talking about what I have read, and what I am reading that I'm trying to finish today since it's the last day of the month. And then we're going to be talking about what we're going to be reading for June. Yes. Yeah. Well, let's start off first with the books I've acquired recently. Some of them I got from Barnes & Noble, some of them I just got from my local Walmart or in other kinds of stores that I saw them in, so let's just start. So, the books that I got local first, I got Kidnapped in Dark Waters. I can't even. Kidnapped in Dark Waters by Carla Cassidy. It is a Harlequin intrigue novel, and I know you're thinking like, a Harlequin intrigue novel? Like, does everybody not know what these are? Because they're just like fun, easy, like good time books. Like, this is just over 200 pages, I think. Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, they're just easy to get through, and they're usually good storylines, and you know, they're not anything really like super complicated or whatever. So yeah, I have a ton of Harlequin books, what can I say? So this, now I also got The Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laurie Gilmore. This one just came out recently. I think it's the last in the series, but I'd have to look to make sure. I'm not at the point where I need to read this yet. I actually need to read The Strawberry Pancake House, which is the 4th book. I have some of the other books, but they're like way over there. I think there's like 6 or 7 of these in the series. So my next book is Fast Lane by C.S. Quill. It is a campus driver's novel. I think this is gonna be part of a series, but this is the first one. And also, this is a translated book from French. So you guys probably either don't know or don't remember, or I might not have mentioned it so you wouldn't know. But I have a goal set for myself for the year to read 3 translated works. So this will be one of them. The next one I got is Death's Daughter by S.A. Barnes. This was kind of a random buy. You know, it wasn't something I was like looking for. But I saw it, it sounded interesting. It's basically about this girl who is the daughter of death, and she doesn't really like that or want to be associated with it. So I don't know if she like ran away or if she just kind of like ignored it and went away and was trying to live like a normal human life. But then I think something happens and she has to like embrace that she's Death's daughter in order to like keep her friends and her like chosen family alive or safe or whatever. But it sounded interesting, so I got it. Next, I got Nora Roberts's Hidden Nature. This is more like a murder mystery with, I think, a little bit of romance. It's basically about this, I think it says she's a natural resources police officer. Yeah. She gets injured kind of randomly, like a gas station shoot up, and she has to lay up and rest and everything, and she ends up finding out I think somebody went missing like locally for her, where she was like staying with her parents or something, I think. And then she starts looking into it because she feels like there's more to it, and she finds out there's all these people randomly, kids, men, women, young people, old people, just like nothing in common, that are going missing in random places and nobody's being able to find them. So then her and her like new boyfriend have to like find out what's happening, and it's like dangerous and everything. So it sounded really good. And then the last one that I got from Walmart, I've seen a lot of people talk about this recently, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to buy it or if I kind of wanted to like let everybody read it and like hear opinions on it and, you know, maybe then buy it. But I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it because the reviews I've seen so far have been good. People say they really like it. So it's Starside by Alex Astor. And I really like this cover, or this dust jacket that's on it. And the map on the inside is like gorgeous. I don't think I've ever really seen like a black map before, if that makes sense. Like I feel like most of the maps that are done in books are like white, beige, like maybe with some color, but this one is just like fully like blacked out, and it's just like so cool. Anyway, I've heard it's a good book. I would like to read it. Who knows when I'll read it, because lately I am just not staying on top of my TBRs. All right, now all the books that I got from Barnes & Noble. I got these like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I had to wait for them to come in. But honestly, some of them, I think there's one up here that I've already read that I wanted a copy of. And then all the rest of them are either books that are out new, books from other series that I've wanted to read. You know, it's kind of like a mix-up of what I got. So the first one, I got the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop by Takuya Asakura. And it is a translated work, so I will be able to use this for my second book to read as a translated work. And honestly, when I realized that I got 2 books that were translated, I was like, whoa. Because I wasn't trying to. I thought this one probably was, but I didn't realize the other one was. So, but yeah, this is it's a fun short little book. I think it's got like just under like 200 pages or something. Hold on. Oh, there's the epilogue. Okay, the epilogue stops on page 207. So again, just over 200 pages, a short book. It's supposed to be like a thought-provoking read about like people who find this bookshop when they need like help with like grief or something, I think. And it's basically about how the books can help them and like work them through their grief, I think. I'm not completely sure, but it sounded interesting. I loved the cover, so I bought it. Now the next book I got is something I just read in April. It was my book club read for April. It was The River Has Roots. I listened to this on audio and I absolutely loved it. Loved it. So I wanted to get a copy. It's also a short book. And it has like pictures and stuff, and like it has like from the like the willow trees from the story. And I think when it gets to like certain pages, yeah, it has like drawings and stuff, and I just think that is so cool. I really like it when books do that. But I mean, yeah, it's just, this is it was such a good book, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. Also, I would recommend listening to the audio though, because the audio was so good. So good. But if you like reading the actual physical books, then I would say immersive read it. Listen to the audio and read the physical copy at the same time. You will not be disappointed. Now the next book I got, I've been looking at this series for a long time. I think it's a YA, like they're high school seniors for the characters. Now I'm not completely sure, obviously, but I've seen this series in passing a lot and it sounded good. I thought about reading it, haven't, but I just decided to buy the first book of the series and read it. So I got The Quarterback and the Ballerina from the Ballerina Academy series by Anne-Marie Meyer and Maggie Dallin. If you've read this series and you liked it, or, you know, leave a comment, say, oh yeah, you might like that or something. I don't know. But, you know, I hope it's as good as it sounds. I think I like it. I kind of like this when they do like kind of like sports interweaved, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, I'm excited to try it out, see if I like it, see if I want to read the rest of the series. Next, this is a new book. I think it's a new author. I'm not sure. I've never heard of him before. He could have other books. I just don't know. But this one came out in January, and I was gonna hold off on like buying it, but I was just like, why? It sounds good. It is actually based in North Carolina. It's based in the mountains, and it's supposed to be like a mystery, thriller, murdery book, I think. So I'm excited to read it. It's called Evergreen by Buck Turner, and the little thing up here says secrets don't stay buried in small towns. So I'm excited to read this. You know, hopefully if I like this, and you know, maybe I'll get more into Buck, see what else he has to offer. I haven't looked because I don't want to be like swayed by anything I see, so I'd like to read this, especially since it's based in the North Carolina mountains. I live in the North Carolina mountains, so we'll see. Next book, this one was actually kind of a random buy, because all the other books I bought had like a purpose besides, all of them kind of had a purpose for me buying, except for this one, Our Secret Summer by R.S. Gray. It was just kind of, I saw the cover on the website and I was like, that's a pretty cover. And I was like, Our Secret Summer. And I was like, that looks like that might be a fun book. So I clicked on it, read the description, and I was like, that sounds really good. So basically it's about this girl who, her sister dies like all of a sudden, and her sister had a bucket list, and she feels like, you know, she's kind of stalled in her life. So she decides to try and live more of her life like her sister wanted to but didn't get a chance to. So she decides to fulfill the bucket list, and she goes to Ibiza and she's fulfilling it and everything, and one of the things on the bucket list was fall in love. But you know, she's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. Like, I'm just gonna have fun and do the other things on the list. Yeah. But then she meets this guy, which is the club owner that she's working at. He's also a billionaire. He is super nice, you know, like it seems like he's like a really cool guy, and they get more and more involved, even though he's technically her boss, and she knows she shouldn't be doing that because he is her boss. But you know, it starts to get, I guess towards the end of the summer, and she's kind of like, I don't know, like if what we have can really be something to build on, or if this is just going to be a summer fling, you know, blah blah blah. So yeah, it sounded really good, so I can't wait to read it. The next one, I have seen a couple of people on here talk about this book and book series, and they've all had really good things to say about it. So I decided to get the first one, check it out, see if I like it. It's like a pretty long series, I think. I think it's got like 8, maybe 9 books, or maybe like 10. Like, it's up there. It's a lot in the series. It is A Curious Beginning by Deanna Rayborn, a Veronica Speedwell mystery. So this is the first book. I mean, I've just heard good things about the series, and so I decided to buy it, try it out, see if I like it enough to keep going. We'll see. So wish me luck, you guys. And if you've read this and you like it, leave a comment, let me know. Next, this was actually the second runner-up, or I guess you could say alternative read in my book club for, was this for April? I think it was for April. And I actually voted for this one, but The River Has Roots, yeah, The River Has Roots finished first. So yeah, this was the second runner-up read for April for my book club. It is To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. It's a novella, so pretty short. I think also this one is around 200 pages. Oh, those are questions. More questions. That. Read on for exclusive content. Acknowledgements. Okay, so 134, so not even, yeah. So 134 pages, it's pretty short, but it had sounded good. And even though it wasn't like the book for the month, I still wanted to get it and read it. So yeah, I can't wait to read this. Next, let's see, we only have 3 left. So this one I have been also eyeing for a while. It is the same author as Watermoon, which I got like a month or 2 ago when I went to the actual Barnes & Noble store. So Samantha Soto Yambao. It's called The Elsewhere Express. Beautiful, right? It's gorgeous. This book, first off, luggage all across the pages. Isn't that so freaking cute? Okay, anyway. This book is basically, if you get lost in your way, like you don't know what your purpose is anymore, you get picked up by the Elsewhere Express, and it's supposed to take you to what your purpose is. So basically, this girl and guy, they get picked up by the Elsewhere Express for a little bit different reasons. And they're trying to find their purpose in life when like evil forces end up getting on the train and try to like wreck everything basically. And so the 2 main characters are trying to find out like what this evil force is, who it is, what it is, and like stop it. It sounded so good. And you know, if I like this, then I'm gonna like Watermoon. Or if I read Watermoon before this, I'm probably gonna like it because same author. Although it could be, you know, completely different, you know, like writing for the different books. So I don't know. But I'm excited to read it. Now, the next book I got, which I have actually been wanting to buy for a while, because I read the second book in the series without realizing that it was the second book in a series, because I guess technically the books are like standalone, interconnected, so you don't need to read book 1 to really understand book 2 because it still explains a lot. But if you read book 1, it will give you more of a foundation for the world that book 2 is in, and I didn't know that before I ended up getting book 2 and reading it, and I loved it. But then when I was actually looking up the series, because I thought there was another book, I realized that it was book 2 in the series. So I got book 1. I got The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Very excited to read this, especially since we read about the sentient plant in the second book. And this story is more, I think it's like the sentient plant is kind of like a main character in this book. But you kind of find out I don't know. I think this one is more of just like you know how the second book talks about how the revolution and everything happened towards the end. Well, I think in this one, this like goes with main characters that are involved in that, although I'm not completely sure, but I'm excited to read it. I loved The Enchanted Greenhouse. I'm excited to read The Spell Shop, and I think pretty sure there's a third book called The Sea of Charms. Have to look it up to be sure. But I know the third book is supposed to be coming out soon, or either it's already out. I don't think it's out though. I think it comes out soon. I'm also interested to see what that's about and read that, so we'll see. And the last book, probably one of the ones I'm actually most excited that I got. It's called The Book Witch by Meg Schaefer. And basically our FMC is a book witch. She has powers over books, can go into books, and in the worlds that the books are in and all that kind of stuff. But like, you're not supposed to like fall in love with book characters or things like that, because then you can get stuck in the book and blah, blah, blah. And it just, I mean, I feel like this says it all. So I'm really excited that I finally got this. Maybe I'll be reading it for this month coming up. I don't know. But I'm excited that I got it. And it sounds so good, because basically the FMC, like, her grandfather goes missing and a like priceless book with it. And so she's like, the only person I can think of to help me solve this is my most favorite MMC detective from a book series. And like, you're not supposed to bring book characters from the books into the real world, but she does, to find her grandfather in the book. So I'm excited to read it. I'd love to bring my favorite FMC to real life. Who would you bring? Comment below. So yeah, that is all the books that I have gotten recently. So why don't we talk real quick about what I have been reading. My Jellyfish Challenge book for this month was Dragon and Thief by Timothy Zahn, I think. I am listening to that on audio. I'm only on chapter 7, but it's actually not as long as a book as I thought it was, and I have like about 3.5 hours left to listen, so that is definitely doable to finish today. And also, what I've read so far is like super interesting. Like, it's really, I mean, I've gotten, like I said, I'm on chapter 7, so I think if that was in like real book time, I'd probably be on like page 80 or something like that. Of course, I don't really know, but anyway, the world that we've been introduced to is really interesting. The dragon and like what he can and can't do, and how he's supposed to have a symbiotic relationship, has like started to be explained. And like, there's like humans or like intergalactic travelers, and like all this like really cool stuff is happening. It's like a future space, like Odyssey book, I guess, or it would be considered. I don't know, but basically the kid, he is a kid, or I guess a teenager. Our main character is 14 and he gets basically kind of partnered up with this dragon that lives as a tattoo on his back. But that can come off and like become like an actual physical dragon. But like, he's not like a huge dragon. He's like probably a small dragon. Like probably like half my size, like from my waist to my head. He's like a small dragon, but like he's still like ferocious and a warrior, and like it's really good so far, so I'm enjoying it. Next, I have actually read more in How to Lose a Goblin in 10 Days. I know I had planned on being done with that book like weeks ago, but I've just gotten in this like reading mood where I'm like rereading a lot of books that I've really enjoyed before, and I hate that I've done it to myself because I do want to read my other books, but I just can't help myself until I'm done. Let me see. I am on page 89, and I think before I was back, here it is, I was on page 59. So I've read 30 pages, not a lot. But in the past like 2 or 3 days, I've been reading a little bit at a time. I would like to finish this today. I would like to finish listening to my audio of Dragon and Thief, and then I would like to finish this. And I'm in the middle of, I think it's The Dead Body in the Closet by Lucy Score. I'm in the middle of that. I'm on like page 50. Again, I'm not super far into it. I'm also in the middle of something else, but I can't remember what. But anyway, yeah, so I haven't actually really, I haven't read anything from May. Besides the Dragon and Thief that I've listened to some, I haven't read anything else from May besides that book, and that's been on audio. I had wanted to start One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake and The Dollmakers by Lynn Buchanan. I'm just totally slacking this month. And you know, I had really good feelings about it too, because I was really excited to read what I had on my TBR. I don't know, I just haven't been able to keep up. I mean, I've still been reading. I mean, this month, even though I haven't read anything from my TBR except for Dragon and Thief, I've probably read at least 30 books, and that's not counting the ones that I've reread. And like, I read a couple that were from series that I was waiting for to come out. I had a lot of books that I was waiting to come out this month that came out, and I read those. I just haven't read anything from my TBR except for Dragon and Thief. But I'm a little disappointed in myself, but I'm not like super disappointed since I've still been reading a lot. But I think except for like 5 books, I think all the rest of them have been man-on-man romance. Like, I've just gone through a whole like man-on-man romance month. Like, literally except for 5 books, all of them have been man-on-man romance. So, yeah. I'm disappointed that I don't have more to tell you about in my reading. Hopefully, I'll fix that with this next month. I'll keep trying anyway. Oh, and if you guys didn't notice, short hair. Yeah, my hair was like super long. It was like all the way down to my butt, and it needed to go. So it's gone. So yeah, I guess now let's jump straight into picking out my books for June. Let's pick out our books for June. Okay, so first up, let me see, I got my reading journal right here. First book we're going to be, that is going to be on our June TBR, comes from our Jellyfish Challenge. Now, June I have as the comb jellyfish, and its characteristics are that it secretes stickiness to trap prey. So, in honor of that, I picked one of the books I had. I picked In the Shadows by J.A. Omb. I think it's basically like a dark romance where the MMC is the one doing like the stalking and shit. Hold on, I'll read it to you. Ella needs a lot of money, and fast. So in the privacy of her home, she opens her laptop, hits record on her camera, and brings herself to ecstasy for an audience of anonymous men online. No one knows what she's up to, not even her best friend. Not even her best friend, Cammy, and Ella desperately wants to keep it that way. But one of her clients has become obsessed with her, and now he's offering to pay a small fortune for a live performance. What Ella doesn't know is there's someone already watching her in real life, from inside her bedroom as she sleeps. After hearing news reports about a serial killer on the loose, Ella keeps her doors and windows locked, but knowing she can't hide forever, she lets Cammy drag her to a club where she meets Sebastian, an Australian bartender who sends lightning bolts of desire through her body. Soon, she's torn between her budding relationship with Sebastian and a compelling secret life that brims with danger and verges on madness. She's losing all control, while in the shadows, one man tracks her every move. If she lets her guard down at the wrong moment, the consequences could be brutal. So, I'm seeing dark romance, murder. So, this hit me as a book where whoever this person is like stalking her like prey, trying to draw her in. So that is why I picked In the Shadows by J.A.O.M.B. And that will be our first book. And again, I am sorry if I do not actually read this by the end of the month, but I have been saying this, but things are going to be different. I'm going to read it. I'm going to try and lay off, rereading books so much. But I just can't help it, Okay, so, first book. All right, now, on to pick our second and third book. So, if you guys remember, our next two books come from the reading bucket list. So, let's get out the takeout container. All right. Okay. 19. What is 19? 19 is a self-help book. Oh man. I don't own a self-help book. Oh man. Okay. No, I stacked all my books that I have in front of me, except for these right here. And I was looking, and yeah, I don't own like books like that. Okay. Well, why don't we look for this book at the end once we've picked our others? Although if this second book I'm gonna pick, if I also have to look something up for that, then maybe I'll just stop real quick and look for something. 26. What is 26? Let's see. 26. Why can't I find 26? That's 6. Oh, 26. Reread a standalone. Okay, now my bucket list is just trying to force me to do rereads. Okay, reread a standalone. Well, I can't pick any of these because I haven't read any of these. And I haven't read any of those, so I can't pick that. I could pick something down here, but I don't think any of my books down here are standalones. No, those are all part of a series, and those are interconnected to that series. That's actually a 2-book series. That is not a standalone. Its next book is coming out soon. Well, I guess I could read one of my Harlequin books. These aren't the only ones I have, but I have a lot of my books that I just can't fit still packed away. So these were just some of them. I don't think, I'm looking at my desk, I don't really have a standalone up there. I mean, the only standalone, okay, well, never mind. I guess I have a couple. I don't want to read any of those, though. No. Okay, so yeah, why don't we just pick a fun little, like, short book? Let me look through these real quick. Okay. So, I'm either going to be reading Cold Case Contraband, Hunted in the Wilderness, or Cold Case Killer Profile. I think I'm just going to end up doing Hunted in the Wilderness. I really liked this one. It's one of the more little longer ones, but still a great story. I really liked it. So I think we're going to go with this one. Okay, let me put these two back in here. Okay. Okay, so I've got that one taken care of. But we'll have to, let's see, we'll have to go back and look up a self-help book. Maybe I should choose one about like cleaning or some shit, because I could use some help with that. Actually, I just cleaned my room today, so it's looking pretty good in here, besides all my stacks of books in front of me. Okay, well, let's just, okay, so now, oh, that's right, I need to look and see what my book club read for next month is, because I know it was figured out a few weeks ago when I looked at it, but I don't remember what it is. Hold on. Remind me later. So our June read theme was Love at First Rec. And the 3 books that came up that were most popular with like recommendations, because everybody can put in a recommendation, and if they have like, you know, the most out of whatever was suggested, they pick from those 3. So the first one was Dark Rise by C.S. Packet. Don't know. The next one was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And you know what? I am not trying to bawl my eyeballs out, so no. And then the last one was Never Lie by Frida McFadden, which I've heard is really good. But I've actually never read Frida McFadden. I know like her books have really like blown up recently, especially since that one series came out and people really liked it. I think that's, yeah, like The Housemaid or The Handmaid, or not The Handmaid, The Housemaid or whatever, with the girl from Euphoria and the other girl, I don't remember what she does. Anyway, I actually did not get to vote on this since I forgot. But the book that won was Dark Rise by C.S. Packet. Let's see what that's about, because I didn't actually look and see what it was about. As long as my computer will load. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Oh, it's book 1 in a series. Let's see, it says genres are fantasy, young adult, LGBT, queer, romance, fiction. Okay, well, let's read what it's about, because I have no clue. Although it has 4.15 stars on Goodreads. Let's see. The ancient world of magic is no more. Its heroes are dead, its halls are ruins, and its great battles between light and dark are forgotten. Only the stewards remember, and they keep their centuries-long vigil, sworn to protect humanity if the Dark King ever returns. 16-year-old dock boy Will is on the run, pursued by the men who killed his mother. When an old servant tells him of his destiny to fight beside the stewards, Will is ushered into a world of magic, where he must train to play a vital role in the oncoming battle against the dark. As London is threatened by the Dark King's return, the reborn heroes and villains of a long-forgotten war begin to draw battle lines. But as the young descendants of light and dark step into their destined roles, old allegiances, old enmities, and old flames are awakened. Will must stand with the last heroes of the light to prevent the fate that destroyed their world from returning to destroy his own. Huh. Well, it definitely sounds interesting. I've just never heard of it. Those are all comments. So, I've got In the Shadows, Hunted in the Wilderness, Dark Rise by C.S. Passett, which I'll put here. I still need to look up a self-help book, which maybe I should just do that now. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Let me look up like popular self-help books. Okay, I was actually thinking about this. So last year when I joined my book club that I'm in now, there was a book. It was a self-help book that we were supposed to read for it might have been like February or March, I can't remember. And it sounded really good, and it sounded really good, and I wanted to read it, but I never got a chance to get it. I just wasn't making as much money back then, and I couldn't always afford to get all the books like I can now because I have a better paying job. But I think I'd actually like to try and go back and read that. So it's called How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. I'll put it right here. It's a mental health focused guide specifically designed for those struggling with depression, ADHD, or burnout. It reframes messiness as not a moral failing and focuses on functionality over perfection. Now, I am not struggling with depression, ADHD, or burnout. At least I don't think I'm struggling with burnout. You know, I try to do different stuff and not always just work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep. But I do have a real problem with messiness sometimes. As you can tell by this closet, there's just stuff. I wish I could shut the door, but I have some books sitting in front of it. But I think I'll do that. I think I'll actually get it this time, and I think I'll read that. So, How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. Okay, so now I've got that one, Dark Rise, then I've got Hunted in the Wilderness and In the Shadows, so that's 4. So yeah, why don't we pick 2 more? You know, don't know if I'll get them read because I'm just terrible at that shit lately, but we can always try. Actually, I think I already know what I want to pick. So I think I want to read Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. The movie looks so good and I would like to watch it, but I would like to read the book first. So I think I'll do this, and then I think I'm gonna pick one of the newer ones that I've gotten recently. There's just so many. Oh, hold on, let me move my computer because it is sitting on a stack of books. Actually, I don't know if I want to read this one or if I want to read that. I'm thinking about either reading They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera or either The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sotoyambao. I think I really just want to read this though. They Both Die at the End. Ooh. OMG, stop. OMG, stop. I have to look something up. Okay, well, no, I flipped the book over, right? Because, you know, sometimes they'll put on the back of the books like, oh, check these out by the author too. And there are some back here like that. But there is one at the beginning that says the first to die at the end. And I think it says it's a prequel to They Both Die at the End. I have to look this up real quick. Let me see. Okay, well, it says that, yeah, it says that They Both Die at the End is followed by The First to Die at the End. So The First to Die at the End is a prequel to They Both Die at the End, following two boys, Orion and Valentino, on the first day of the Death Caste system, a service that alerts people they will die that day. The story explores their instant connection and how they spend their final hours together after one of them receives the dreaded call, delivering Silvera's signature bittersweet and emotional storytelling about love, life, and morality. Oh my God. So it sounds like this one is about two completely different people. But this is about the first day where this Death Caste thing starts. Oh my God. Oh my God, it sounds so good. I think I'm gonna have to read both of these. Oh my gosh. I wonder if it's on, I wonder where I can read it on. So, I'm gonna be reading this, but I'm gonna see if I can get the prequel book and read that first. I think that'll be really interesting. Oh my gosh. That book's probably gonna make me bawl my eyes out. So look forward to seeing me talk about it. Okay, so I think that's all I have for now. I talked about my new books that I got. I talked about what I've read, or more likely what I haven't read. And I've picked out new books for the new month. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you had a good May, and I hope you will have a good June. I will hopefully see you in another video soon. I guess you just never know with me lately. So bye everyone. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.